Well, I was going to try to work on cutting the hole in the back wall this evening, but my four-wheeler was dead and I had to charge the battery, so I figured I'd work on something else for the filters here. I'm adding a pan on the bottom, I guess, to catch any fines or anything that goes through. I'm using the Gamma Seal lid, which is on the Wynn website. Basically, it's a 5-gallon lid top that screws on and has a seal. You can see right here. This one's white. The one on the website's, they shows black. But basically, you just kind of cut out this middle piece, and you'll use their little floating gear latches to grab on and screw down. One thing I noticed is when I bought my filters and these floating gears, I probably should have bought 2 sets of these to use. This is going to take 4, one in each of these locations on the lid. You only get 6 in a set, so that would take 4 away, which would only left me with 2. So I was looking at these a little more, or these, and figured I could probably make one out of a hose clamp. So I went over to my hose clamps, and it really wasn't that hard to make. The part that's connected to the worm gear here, probably go back 3/4 of an inch, cut it, file it, bend it over, take the other part, file, just eliminate the burrs, bend it over and stick it back in. I think this is going to be good. These are obviously bigger than the ones that were sold, but I plan on using these to hold the collectors together. So this one will be like that, and then I'll do probably 4 around there, or I'll use these 2 to make 6. So that's what these are. I made 4. Probably took me 20 minutes. They're stainless steel, so they're not going to rust. I tried to find all the same type, which I got 3 out of 4 right, but it'll be good. So this Gamma Seal lid, there's a little lip right here, and then a depression, which is probably about 1/8 of an inch deep, maybe 1/4 inch. And since Wynn supplies you with an extra filter per extra gasket per filter, I figured this was going to lay on here, and I could lay this on top and then use the gear latch to fasten it. But these are pretty much extended all the way, and if I put this on here, it is you're running probably 3/8 of an inch short. And also this gasket, excuse me, it doesn't fit perfectly on here. So if I have this in this position, it would have been great if it would have fit to this outer perimeter, but I don't think I can get that to work just right. Kind of just, got a little stretch, but getting it to stay in place would be difficult. I guess I could glue it, super glue it all the way around. What I'm going to consider doing is using some of the cord weather strip I used to seal my ductwork. It's a little thinner. It'll allow the gear latches to reach down because it will, it's going to put this thing flat on. With the gear latch on there, you can see, I don't know if you can see here, let's spin it around. Here, it'll reach down and grab this back part lip and, be able to hold it down. There's enough ribbing in this thing, it's pretty stiff, so when I pull it down tight, I don't think there's going to be any pressure that's going to try to lift up right here, on any of these quadrants around it when the collector's running. So I went back to my math, is it 2 pi r? I measured across here, got about 11 3/4, gives me about 36 inches around. This if you watch the video on the ceiling dust collector, it's like comes in these little runs, you know. It's little cords. So what I'm gonna do is probably measure off. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4, 8 times 5 is 40. So I can cut off 5 inches and then basically just stitch this back together, run it around this lip here, and then flip it over, screw it down, excuse me, and it should seal up. So let me get some of this cut off. I'll move the camera and then we'll cut some pieces off, put it back together like playing with silly putty, and then we'll stick it on here. All right, let's get 5 inches here. This is going to be kind of ridiculous since I'll be cutting a bunch of pieces together, but it's better than rolling this whole thing out and cutting, one piece. Basically, I found if you just kind of give it light cuts, it will get through it and then peel off nice and clean. If you try to peel this stuff, sometimes it will tear across, and if you're a little OCD like me, you don't want to deal with that. So alright, now it's really just kind of like playing with Play-Doh. Just stick 2 pieces together, give it a little roll. Alright, let's see how this works. Now this stuff is not as compressive, I mean, right off the bat, like this gasket, but if you just kind of slowly work it, it will stick and compress. But also the nice part is it will just release too if I ever need to take it off. And this should form a good seal too. So we get over here to the end, I'm just going to pinch it off. I'll just roll my fingers here. That's pretty much it for getting that on there. So let's go back to the filter here. Let's see if we can put this on. Alright, so the website says we're just going to stick this over here. I'm going to try to center it up. I'm just going to kind of mash it down now. I can see that the material is kind of squishing out, forming a seal. And really, it's already kind of stuck there. So their website says for these gear latches, kind of preset them, hold them with some pliers, and then screw it down. So let's see how this works. That one's pretty much down right there. It did say try not to over tighten it, so I'm just going until I see it kind of, the piece on the inside really get a hold. So basically this part, try to get it under there. The filter gets really close, but you can kind of maneuver it out of the way a little bit like that. Let's see if I can screw this one down by hand. That's pretty much it. This last one. I think that's on there. It's all the little clips are hanging over the plastic. This one looks a little, I don't know if it's bending. I'm just gonna squeeze it here. See if I can make that a little better fit. There we go. That one looks good. But that is definitely on there. So basically, this is the bottom of the stack. It is solid. The bucket will screw on it and cause a seal. So anything, debris will get in that bucket. And hopefully, I guess, when you bang out the filters too, it'll fall down. So maybe tomorrow it'll be the four-wheeler will be charged up. You can back it out and start working on cutting the hole in the wall, and then we'll go ahead and fit the planter blocks through. Talk to you later.